everybody? Welcome back to another episode of More Than the Title. I'm your host, as usual, Jared, More Than the Media founder. And we on episode 298, and we about to get it popping. I got my brother pulling back up on the stage. First of all, before we begin, grateful and thankful. Shout out to everybody supporting us across every single platform. Shout out to LinkedIn. Shout out to YouTube. Shout out to Twitch, Instagram, Facebook, Kick, TikTok. The youngins are rocking with us. I told you they want the information now. And I just want to say I'm just grateful, man. And you know how we start. We're going to start with a quick monologue. I'm going to keep it short because I want to bring my brother on. We're going to have a real ass conversation. But I'm sitting there talking to my brother the other day. And, you know, he's helping me with the business. He's doing something, you know what I'm saying? He's editing clips and stuff like that. And we just talking about the dream. We talking about the goal. I'm just like, yo, bro, you know what I'm saying? I appreciate you. And I can't wait till we fucking win, man. And You're like, who hit me with who the fuck said we not winning? We already winning, bro. And that kind of hit me, you know what I'm saying? And it goes back to something that we usually normally talk about. You know what I mean? I usually talk about is just enjoying the moment, enjoying the process, enjoying all the ups and downs, everything that comes with this thing. Because this is not easy. Building a business is not easy. Building a brand is not easy. It requires sacrifice. It requires time away from your family. It requires so many different versions of yourself. And if you're not that, you have to become that. And are you willing to do that? And the journey's going to look different. The journey's going to look super different. But when he said that we already winning, I just really sat there and thought about everything that we've done, everything that I've done, and we're winning. Roof over my head. Got multiple businesses. Got a podcast with great viewership like you guys that support me every Tuesday and Thursday. I also got great guests. We just had the CMO, a former CMO, a CEO of Unilever on. Shout out to AC. We're about to have dope people come on the show. We got our 300th episode coming up on Thursday. We got Miss Kimberly Evans-Page coming through, the former CMO of BET coming through on episode 300. And it's a testament to what we've created here and what we've built here. And it's built on authenticity. It's built on realness. It's built on sacrifice and grind. Because I tell you, I could have done a million different things. There's a million different things that have took me out. It's a million things that could have taken me out or deterred me from this journey. And I'm just not going to let it happen. So this thing shows you a lot about yourself, but it's also, you know, once again, a testament to everything, how bad I want it. What's the message I want to send to the community? What does it look like if I was to ever give up on you guys with all the time you guys have invested in me and also like myself and my family? I can't quit. I'm invested in y'all just like y'all invested in me. And my job and my goal is to give you guys a quality product that you can stand by, that you know you're going to get every single Tuesday and Thursday. It's the same. You're going to have a great guest. I'm going to be a great host. I'm going to bring the energy like I do. I don't care what's going on. And we're going to give the information back. Because the whole goal, once again, is to give y'all the information so we all have the information so we can be a better us. Like that's the goal. Message. I had to give myself one. I had to let that marinate. I had to let that one marinate because that's real shit. That's real shit. Like we've literally right now in 2026, viewership has gone up, engagement has gone up. Just the level of guests that we've had has gone, it stayed consistent. Nothing has fallen off. And that's a testament to the hard work and the dedication. Like we're literally on pace for 100 episodes right now. I don't know too many people that meet 100 people every year. Tell me if you met 100 people every year, like in a year that you got their numbers, got their contacts, and got an experience with. We're so used to being in our bubble, go to work, come home, we got our small circle and things like that. But it's about building relationships. It's not what you know, it's who you know. What do those people say about you in rooms that you're not in? What kind of weight does your name carry? And that's what type of stuff we on. And that's the people that we celebrate here. And that's what we do here More Than the Title. So with that being said, I got to get my brother on. You know what I'm saying?
Let's start the show.
My guys are on. What's good, broski? What's the vibes? First of all, man,
Was good.
I got before I give you the amazing intro, bro. I want to just say we did an interview 2 years ago that was legendary. Yo, the only person I get dressed, you be like, yo, bro, we gonna throw that shit on. I bet, bro. We gotta get right. We gotta look good, smell good, feel good. You know what I'm saying? We gotta make this thing happen. And we did a 4-hour podcast with hundreds of listeners live. It was one of the craziest moments that we've had on More Than the Title. So I didn't get to, this is our first time, the people seeing us together since then. So I just want to say thank you for that, bro. Because that was one of our biggest interviews to date. And I'm keeping it a beanski with you. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate it. I appreciate that. I mean, look, to come behind, you know, Beyonce Knowles' father and some of the guys that you've had on the episode is really truly an honor. Dante Simpson,
shout out to bro.
J. Alexander, and some of the names, some of the historical, I say, living legends.
For sure.
You know, it's truly an honor for you guys to, you know, to honestly have me on the platform. So I'm forever grateful, man.
Always love, broski. Always love, man. So let me make sure the people get right. I gotta give you the introduction that you deserve. For the first time listeners, what's good? Welcome to More Than the Title. I'm the host as usual, Jared, and this is More Than the Title, where we keep it real. We go beyond the stories, and we want to know the real. Because once again, it's about giving the information. It's about celebrating our own, celebrating the ones that take the sacrifice. And this brother is no different. You know what I'm saying? So the last one I just told you, the response is incredible. Lots of change to the last one. He has new business ventures. He continued to evolve the evolution of luxury brands, media, and how entrepreneurs are building influence in today's world. He's the CEO and founder of Billionaire's Row, one of the fastest growing luxury champagne companies in the world. And he's here today for the second time. Let's introduce my brother, Sir William L. Benson, y'all. What's good, man?
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate you having me, man.
Come on, man. Come on,
I appreciate it. Yeah, man. It's an honor, man, and it's good for us to be back together on the platform. And you know what I mean. Oh, we gotta do the toast. Remember,
toast, man.
We gotta do our toast. So,
toast, man, to health, wealth, success, friendship.
Listen, what I tell you, we toasting to fearlessness. We're toasting to fearlessness. Be fearless. Remember, fear and God do not occupy the same space. Where there's fear, God is not present. So we're toasting to that. And I want to say thank you for being fearless and continuing on the platform and the journey. And I pray that everything it gets figured out, and it will get figured out. Absolutely. It will get figured out. And I'm one of the ones that's positive, and I want to make sure that you continue to grow and you continue to serve God and stay on your purpose, because that's the most important thing. And that's one of the reasons why God continues to bless you, and you're able to wake up in the morning to serve him and your family and your community. So very important.
Absolutely, bro. But let's start from there. Let's keep it real, man. We talk about fear, right? Where was one moment, what was the earliest moment you can remember where you had to remove it? Because you know that gets instilled in time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so
did that happen for you?
I mean, honestly, man, I became very fearless young, because I remember our last conversation. I told you that my mom got pregnant with me when she was 15 years old, and so I hit the streets young. You know, my mom working 3 jobs as a single mother, and just being able to hit the streets and figure out the hustles and see what's going on just around me, whether it was like cutting grass as a young kid, whether it was selling baseball cards. Remember when we was young, we used to trade cards on the school bus, or we used to trade Pokemon cards or whatever magic cards we had at the time. So hustling was in me from a very young age. And then also my mom, when she would date other people, I would see kind of what they did. So, you know, one of the guys that she dated, he used to run numbers, and I used to be the guy that used to run, you know, no one would expect a kid to run numbers, you know. So I'm running the numbers and I'm dropping the numbers off, and, you know, and so I used to have to count, you know, not mess up, you know what I mean? And so that was one of my very first starts.
I'm looking like a numbers runner. This motherfucker. No, fucking with you.
But you know, back in the day, you know, numbers was a big thing, you know. So
that's a fact, bro. And so, all right. So once again, you're hustling. What was your earliest hustle memory, bro? Like, what was one? I call it this. I started a new segment. What was the win that made you realize you was him?
Um, okay, so we could talk about the FUBU story. I remember my mom came home and she said, "Well, y'all have to figure it out because y'all ain't getting no school clothes this year." So now this summer, the summer's hitting, and I'm like, I got to figure this out. So I go in the woods. I'm living in like a trailer park home. I'm in the woods and I found an old lawnmower, but it was like torn apart. So I learned how to put it together and I learned how to start it with a broken wood stick. I tied a rubber to it and I put my foot on top of the crank and pulled it. And when I learned how to get this lawnmower going, because it was a trailer home, I went to everyone's door and I offered to cut everyone's yard for $5.
Mm.
Okay. So I was 12 years old at the time. And
Interesting. Where you learning that?
Fridays,
But where you learning how
Friday.
to get lawnmower, bro?
So I used to see the dude who owned the whole park
Huh?
used to come and he used to be on a riding lawnmower and he
Got
used to come in and he used to cut it because it would be some homes that were empty and the grass would be out of control. So he would come himself or he didn't have to pay anybody. That's how TB was. And so I would watch him and I would go, I'm gonna take his spot. And he was a friendly owner too. So the kids would all go up to him and talk to him
yeah.
and stuff like
Okay.
that.
Yep.
And so I ended up seeing somebody dump an old lawnmower in the woods. And it was rusted and it had holes all in it, but the engine was still intact to the lawnmower. So the top with casing was off of it, but the cap that goes over top of the crank was still there, but it was missing the rope that you would pull to start it. So what I did is I took a rope, put it in there, looped it, tied a knot in there, and then wrapped it around, put my foot on top of the crank, and that's how it was started. And I had a pin that used to stick in the side of the engine to keep it idled full blast because the grass would be so high. I would say the faster I get this yard done, the faster I get paid.
Absolutely.
So I'd put the stick in the idle to keep it idle all the way to the top. And that's how I was able to get through the grass. I would have to probably go over once or twice. And that was it. I was off to the next house. And it was 30 houses every weekend. So I did that for the whole summer, and I remember saving up all my money. And I remember my very first big spin was a FUBU jersey. I remember watching on TV. I used to see LL Cool J and them on BET, and I seen this platinum FUBU jersey, and I was like, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna get that jersey. So I ended up getting the jersey, the pants, and the shoes. And you know how like first day of school, right before school, you put you put your outfit on the bed, you put your pants
Absolutely.
on there, you put your shoes on the floor. You be like, oh, I'm gonna kill him in the morning. That
You
was
already know.
my first outfit was that platinum FUBU '05 platinum FUBU jersey going to school, and that was it. The response I got from that it was like the
Got
that was when the game started. I was like, oh wow, they responded to this with this. That was it. And then that was it. I already knew I just had to get it.
Just had to get it. Damn.
I
So
had to get it. You know what I'm saying?
what was your first biggest risk? First biggest risk, bro. Like, what was one drink that you was like, all right, shit, this shit don't go right. This might fuck me up.
I pawned my remember the first PlayStation?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm a gamer. Sure.
I got a brand new PlayStation and I had to get to New York. And I remember I was like, I got a PlayStation, I'm gonna go pawn it. But I had to get to New York. So I get to the pawn shop and I'm probably 20 minutes before the pawn shop closed, but the dude was already chaining the doors.
Mhm.
So he's like, no, 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 come back tomorrow. I'm like, I'm like, yo, please let me in, let me in. Brand new in the box, never open.
Mm.
So he opens the door, lets me in there, and he says, how much you want? Now, mind you, the game was still like 150 at
Yeah.
the time. And I told him what I wanted. He said, I'll give you $35.
Mm.
I took it. I felt and at the time I had a green Ford Taurus. I didn't have any mirrors on the side, but I filled up the tank and I remember having $16 left from that 35. And that got me to the Holland Tunnel. When I got to the Holland Tunnel, I didn't know that it was a toll at the Holland Tunnel. I ran out of cash. So I get to the teller, I get to the booth, the teller looks in the back, sees the whole back seat of the car full, looks at me, looks in the back, and says, just go. and the rest is history.
Message.
So what shit? Now you gotta continue the story. What do you? We get past the toll. Now what's Plan B? Like, you know what I'm saying? We got like $8 left. Like, what are we doing?
Plan B was, back then, Facebook at the time, you could only be on Facebook if you had a student ID email.
Yeah.
So when Facebook first started, if you didn't have a college ID or a college email, that you couldn't even communicate with other kids from schools.
Yeah.
And I remember my conversations with a guy named Forrest. I never forget this. I love him to death. He was like, look, why don't you stay with me? He was like, I don't have any room, but you can sleep on my floor. And I was like, as long, I don't care where I sleep. I don't care where I sleep. So I was on the floor. I was uptown. And his roommate at the time was Caduce. He was the host of TRL. I don't know if you remember that name, curly head, light skinned guy.
I remember TRL.
Back in the day, Caduce was the host of TRL, and Forrest was one of the biggest promoters in the city. And at the time, he was promoting Lotus. Remember Lotus in the Meatpacking District? It's where if you watch the show Power, that's the club. That's the old Lotus.
Okay, got you. All right, now I'm with you.
Yeah, in the Meatpacking District. So he was a big time promoter there. He was a big time promoter at a couple other spots, but that was at the time between Greenhouse, between Lotus, Juliet. Those are like the biggest spots in the city.
And you just happen to know, you happen to have a good relationship with bro. He was willing to give you.
I was sleeping on his floor. He was leaving to go out. Remember, New York, 1 o'clock in the morning. That's when the party starts.
Yeah, that's when
you promote him. So I would leave to go with him. And when I would leave to go with him, because it wasn't nothing to do. So I would leave to go with him. And while I'm in the parties, you'd have people like Alex Rodriguez or Serena Williams or all these, Russell Simmons, they will come to the event or they'll buy a table. And because I'm in there already, I start to socialize with all these influencers and celebrities.
Fire.
So I started building relationships with them.
Before we even get to we definitely got to talk about the relationships you building it, but more importantly, bro, what's the mindset you going in, right? Like, yo, you got a friend, he has an opportunity, you think you're gonna make the best of it, but at the same time, you still shit ain't right. You know what I'm saying? So how you still keep that mindset to keep pushing forward to be like, yo, I'm gonna do this. I gotta meet these influencers, and you know what I
mean? My mindset at the time was even to today, same. Get rich or die.
Yeah, damn. I ain't mad at that.
Yeah, it was like there was no other option for me at the time, right? I took what I had, pawned it, got there, didn't have anything. So then I had no choice. I was like, either get rich or die trying to get rich.
It's crazy.
It was a mentality. So, I had two suits to my name, and that was pretty much it.
2 suits to your name, and you're out there, and now you got the opportunity. You're meeting influencers. Even what's the mindset as you're meeting these influencers, right? Because we know how valuable building relationships are. You know what I'm saying? But it's hard sometimes when to ask, when to be too much, when to be too. You know what I'm trying to say? It's a game. You know what it is, bro.
I always carry myself well. So for me, it was like I was representing Forrest. One, I was representing someone else. I couldn't ruin his opportunity because then it would ruin my opportunity.
Absolutely.
Right. So that was first and foremost, just, respecting the game that he has a job, and that was his job. His job was to sell tables and to host. So I know if he was successful that night, then we were successful. And so any way that I could help him, whether it was a run to go get a bucket, some ice, whether it was to make sure that no one needed any refills, or if we needed to go get ice was short, or orange juice and cranberry was missing on the table, I was just very supportive in that way, just, because I wanted to see him win, and he was really good at what he did. And so because he was, he became a very big deal in the industry, in the space. So,
Right. But that's still a mindset of the minority, bro. Not too many people going to see that or even think about that with their mans, or even try to come in the opportunity to bring value.
Correct.
Everybody want to be Jordan. Everybody want to be Pippen even. But nobody want to be Ron Harper, BJ Armstrong, be the person that, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that's like you said, white.
Everyone wants to be the quarterback when there's only one quarterback.
Come on.
And you'll always, I always tell people, even the garbage can gets a steak. You'll get your opportunity, man. Yeah, everyone gets the opportunity. It's just you got to be prepared, because the light's going to shine. You can't block the sun out forever.
Message.
I'm saying the light's going to shine on you, and you just have to be prepared through your trial, your tribulations, and through your prayer, how you deal with your issues and your situations. Because mentally, when the light does shine and mentally you're not prepared, then everything else crumbles. You know what I'm saying? So mentally, you got to have the right mindset. You gotta cheer your brother on from the sideline. You got to cheer your brother on even when you're ahead 30. You still got to clap and be like, look, we still in this.
Yeah, stay
We
focused.
still in this, man. Tell that clock hit 0 or the pearly gates. It ain't over. It ain't over. You know what I'm saying? Because I tell people about success all the time. They ask me, man, what's success mean to you? Or what is success to you? I tell them, man, success is having as many conversations with as many people in the world as possible, because the right conversation will change your life forever.
Message.
That's real. What was one conversation that changed your life, bro?
Man,
I'm saying I'm getting good, bro. I'm telling you, man.
There's been a lot. I mean, I could go from my conversation with former vice president, Jay-Z, my conversations with Johnny Nunez, my conversations with governors, mayors. I mean, I can go down the list now. My conversations have very much changed from the time I first started my conversations with people. You know what I mean? My conversations have very much changed, I remember a conversation with Stevie Wonder actually changed my life. It actually changed my life, man. I remember one time I said I was offered to meet someone, and they told me who they were, and I said, nah, I don't want to meet them. And they said, wow, what do you mean? It's one chance lifetime. I said, no, I want to meet them. I said, I want to meet them when they know me.
Exactly. Come on.
Message.
Know me, then the conversation changes. You understand what I'm saying? But me going up to a guy and starting over at this point in my life and trying to convince, I'm not in the convincing business no more. I don't believe in ghosts. I used to, but I don't anymore.
Come on, we saw.
I think a lot of times with people now, they're in the convincing business. And I tell people all the time, be a Picasso. When you start to explain yourself, when you're a Picasso, and we all are different versions of Picassos and Basquiats. We all are made in God's image.
Absolutely.
But when you start to over explain yourself about who you are and your business, you start to lose a little bit of relevance as to who you are. That Picasso doesn't look like a Picasso anymore. It looks less of a Picasso.
Yeah.
Doesn't look real.
Yeah.
You understand?
If you're good, they'll find you.
Always.
If you're good, they will find you. If you're good at anything you do, whether it be rapping, podcasting, anything, the people will come to you. Right. And that's just it's a testament to even what we're doing, what I've built here is that if you're good, they'll come to you. So once again, that's the sales leverage that we always talk about, right? I don't like to do cold outreach. So I figured out a way and a mechanism for people to reach out to me, because when you reach out to me, I've got the sales leverage now, and I get to pick and choose who I get to work with.
Correct.
You know what I'm
saying? That's what happens. That's what happens when you start to build your network. When you start making so much money, or when you start getting to a point where money doesn't matter, then you can pick and choose on whose calls you want to answer. That's why it was important when Jay said, you never know who's really your friend until y'all both got money. Okay. You understand what I'm saying? When you both got money, then you can tell who really rocks with you and who really doesn't rock with you. Because you never know, if he doesn't have it and you have it, he still needs you. So he's going to play a part because he needs you. Play a certain role because he needs you. You know what I'm saying? So, but when you start elevating and getting to a certain tax bracket, the phone rings and you can decide whether or not to pick it up or not. And that will happen when you start building your money up. When you start building your money up, you make the money to avoid certain calls.
That's a fact. Damn. Message. What's up with my message? That shit pause. That shit.
The message is pausing.
This is just skipping, man. What's up with that?
Yeah. So
that's real.
Yeah. So basically, that's it, man. That's the vibe, and so there's so much new things and incredible things that are happening in the horizon, man. I just want to
Sure.
put our people on to it and maybe speak to them in a way where they'll understand it. Because now when you watch the news or when you watch the president or when you watch this person talk, most people can't transcribe that because of what they're dealing with personally or internally.
Absolutely.
So they look at it more so as a threat because they don't understand it.
That's a fact. So what? So, but we in this era. So how do we make it cool, especially to our community, right? Like one thing that I'll keep it all the way real. Like one thing that is a struggle, right, is like especially from an SEO perspective, right? If I interviewed the CEO of Unilever, right, most people don't even know that's a black woman. Wouldn't know her name, wouldn't know what she looks like, right? So when sometimes it's between the message and the messenger. You know what I'm trying to say? I think sometimes is what we show them. How do we want to motivate them? What message we want to get through? Because I think at this point in time, a lot of our people are fucked up. Let's just keep it real. It's real life for a majority of people. You know what I'm saying? And everybody, we're talented with this. What I always say, what we fail at, bro, is the process.
Yeah.
We fail
Yeah.
within the process, so we got to show them the process
Yep.
in real
1000%.
time, and that's what I'm on, bro. But like even what you're doing now, bro. Like, so you started obviously you got Billionaires Row. First of all, how'd you come up with the name? I don't know if you said that on the first one. How'd you come up with the name?
So yeah, I did. I brought it up. I brought up the fact that So remember the song with Jay-Z, Rihanna, and Ti, "Run This Town."
Yeah,
So the "Run This Town" verse where Jay-Z says, "Ill and they ain't spinning no cake. They should throw their hands in because they ain't got no spades. Ill, my whole team got dough, so my bank hit is looking like Millionaires Row."
that
And
yes, I do.
so yeah, so when Jay said "Millionaires Row," that's when I wanted to trump. When I was listening to these lyrics and writing down these words and buying them on GoDaddy and building my little book of business or portfolio. I just wanted to trump it, so I ended up buying "Millionaires Row," and it didn't sit right with me because I'm like, I'm living in the Trump Towers in the city at the time, and no, I mean everybody had that there in the building. That wasn't something that was really that I could inspire people who look like me with. You know what I mean? The dope boy got that, right? They know the dope boy got that. So I just
Yeah,
took it up a notch. I just was like Billionaires Row. I was like, let's do Billionaires Row, man. Let's do it. But I don't want to speak to one person. I want to speak to the world. And you see where it's gotten us. It's gotten us in Wellington. It's gotten us in
come
the
on.
Oscars. It's gotten us in Cannes. It's gotten us in the F1. It's gotten us in Nobu. Some of the places that, you know, um, a lot of people, man, couldn't even dream or fathom really being in there rubbing shoulders with some of the people that conversations that I have or people that come and spend money to be there.
Come on, man. Second period. Yeah, that's real. But all right, so what was I know you might have said it, but looking back now again as you reflect, bro, what was one of the toughest challenges in growing and building this brand, right? Because once again, you're building Billionaires Row. You have to have the right relationships. You have to be around the right people. You have to basically sell luxury to a certain niche market, right? Especially starting off, right? So, like, what was one of those toughest challenges for you?
Honestly, just to get straight to it, I believe if I was and I've seen it, and I've seen this happen. I've seen a white person take a napkin, write their business idea on the napkin, and got funding right there on the spot.
Come
I
on.
think that if I didn't look the way I looked with the brand, I'd probably be one of the richest men in the world.
Mm, damn.
Because,
Message.
because owning Billionaires Row IP is like owning the Brooklyn Bridge.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
If you can't go down Fifth Avenue, that's Billionaires Row. You can't go down Ocean Drive, that's Billionaires Row. You can't go in Kensington in London, that's Billionaires Row. You can't go down Broadway in San Francisco. You can't go down Rodeo Drive, it's Billionaires Row.
Mm, that's
So
real,
I
bro.
own I own the IP for real estate, for liquor, for books, for crayons, for billboards, in 54 countries. So you invest millions of dollars in IP, in, Dubai and Brazil and China and Canada, Mexico, and Europe and Africa. Think about it.
Yeah.
I've
Next.
don't look like me with a lot less that got a lot more. But that was the hardest barrier to entry, or that was the hardest thing to understand,
Was how to
right?
actually get through. Yep.
Correct. So
You want to
that
be
so
yourself and how you want to, you know what I mean? How you want to
so
present
yeah,
yourself.
so that's when I learned what racism truly was.
Gotcha.
Racism was not it had nothing to do with color. It had nothing to do with color. It had everything to do with being a team player. Racism is a team sport. If you don't play together, you lose by default.
Message.
That's a
So so everyone's playing against you. So like if 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 blacks wanted a right, everyone else would go against it, and now the majority rules. Or the majority wins. That's racism. You understand what I'm saying? It's not, oh, you're black, you're white. No, it's everyone playing against everybody on a specific issue, and that's the game. You know what I'm saying? And then when you look at it from an economic standpoint, if you want to dumb it down so the audience understands it, it's
yeah,
like everyone has played Monopoly. It's like when you start Monopoly, what you get, what, $1,200, $400? What's the amount?
something like that.
We never got that. So everyone else got it to start. So when you roll the dice and you land on go to jail, you got to sit while everybody else pays 200 to get out.
That's a fact.
Message.
That's a fact.
You
So,
understand? So breaking the rules or breaking code and you go into jail when you got the money to get out. Now you still on Vanderbilt, you still on Park Road, you can still acquire other assets while you're having that due process. But everybody else who didn't have that opportunity, they have to sit while they're being passed.
they're building hotels on it.
There you go. And they're passing you, still collecting assets, building wealth.
That's a fact. Though. So how do us as black entrepreneurs, especially when we climb those ladders, those there's certain different tax brackets, right? How do we avoid that? How do we still play in those realms, knowing what we got against us to get to the next level?
I think that the most important thing now, moving into the next chapter of the global, this new global movement, I would call it, is if I'm in a classroom and I'm talking to young people right now, I would tell them to understand code, understand coding, understand DeFi. The world is going into that space now where everything is going to be digitized. Everything is going to be code, right? So, uh, um, you know, AI said in the next 4 to 5 years, a college degree won't even matter because
Absolutely.
you're going to be in universal high earning income. They did this during COVID as a trial run where everyone got money every week, and that was basically universal basic income (UBI). Now you're going to start seeing universal high income where no one's going to have to work because your data and your time and your energy will be transferred and converted into currency. And so that's really where we're going in this new society.
Damn. So, all right. I did. Don't you have? I want to know about the crypto too, bro. Because I do want to talk.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
do want to
For
talk to me
sure.
about the crypto, bro. I wanted to get in
For
space. I was
sure.
in there. I was dipping and dabbling. You know what I'm saying? I'm dipping and dabbing. You know what I'm saying? Explain that to us, right? Especially for our audience, bro, that may not understand it like that, and tell us about how you got into the space.
Well, crypto, well, just, and this is just my perspective. I just think crypto was really implemented to really break that barrier of racism, of the crab in a barrel, uh, what we used to call crab in a barrel, right? You know, and I'll give you an example. Um, Africa, 54 countries. Every single country in Africa has its own currency. That's a barrier. That's an issue, but it was purposely done,
Absolutely.
right? If I'm in South Africa and I live 5 minutes from the next country, I have to convert my entire currency over to actually do business with you. that becomes a problem. So with DeFi and with crypto, it allows you to actually do business very cheap, right? Maybe pennies on the dollar, even if that, to be able to cross borders, cross oceans, and do business with your brother or your sister and exchange for goods and services, but via digital, via crypto. And now with the Genius Act and with all these new bills being passed,
Mhm.
you can tokenize pretty much any and everything now.
Okay.
And as long as it has some value to someone, you can make money off of it. You can profit off of it. It's just like art, right? You know, everyone says art is worth what someone's willing to pay
Or
for it,
pay for it. Yep.
right? So, you know, if it's not a real world asset, if it's not like oil, gas, you know, the basic mineral or basic, you know, things that we know technically we can go off a market and see the value at, you
Mhm.
know, you wouldn't really know. You would only know based on liquidity. You would only know based on how people are interacting with that product
Absolutely.
or service. So that's where we're all going. We're actually, this market is going to a digitized market with a validator system, and that validator system is going to validate and verify what's real and what's not real in real time.
See, I'm totally with you on that. I agree with you extent. Where I get lost and then where it gets muddy for me, bro, is the value part, right? And I think that's where most of our community probably gets lost at, as far as where do I go? We've seen some crash, we've seen some burn out, we see some do well, right? So how do we know the value? Because once again,
Very simple. Let me ask you a question. When a company on Wall Street says it's worth 1 billion, it's all speculative.
I don't believe that shit. The
It's
numbers are the numbers. I don't know the
it
numbers.
it's speculation
Absolutely.
that you back into based on a pre-value or certified valuation by a third party. These are things that it's speculation unless you have something that has a real value. Like a bottle of champagne has its own social security number, it has a real value.
Okay.
Okay, it takes 4 years to produce one bottle.
Message.
For years.
4 years. 4 years.
That's a hell of a wait for a return.
So that is a very different game. You know, obviously playing cards are different.
Yeah.
Oil and gas is different. A business is different. But tokenizing your assets and putting it on your books is just all a part of the game. But you have to know the game.
I'm trying to understand the game, bro. I've seen some crash and burn out. I'm trying to figure it out. I might have more than a title coin. I'm trying to figure it out.
As you should. As you should.
So what does
As you
that look
should.
like?
People
So
should. You
more
should
than a title.
tokenize more than a title. I would tokenize more than a title, where people can come to your live pods, and you can't get in unless you have uh
Specific
more than a
token.
title token. No, just your token.
So how does one create a token? Like
I,
what is that?
I'll teach you how to do that.
Like that? Like what is
You
like
can,
what is a token? I don't even know. Like what is it? Is it a thing? Is
we
it some
can
shit like
I can literally take you through that process. I mean,
I
you
would
know,
love
the audience is
I gotta
probably
pay for
asking,
that. That's behind the
and
paywall.
the audience is also probably, you know, want to know too. They probably got questions too. You never know.
And we
But
go behind the paywall. You'll find us on Patreon. You'll find me and Sir Benson on Patreon doing a day in the life. We will have a course and a playbook on what a token is, because I want to know
But
what's going
I'll give
on.
an example. Right now, me and my team, we're creating code and we're writing strategy on tokenizing users getting paid on hitting the like button and reshare button.
How the hell?
Yeah, see, it gets deep.
Like that. I
It
like
gets
that.
deep. It gets deep. So, you know, even when you go into the BRX token, or when you go into the Billionaires Roll Water token, or when you go into BRMG, which is Billionaires Roll Music Group, these are all three different but very similar tokens, as to say it's all under the Billionaires Roll family, but every single token adds a very specific and different value. As you know, I don't know if you follow, but the president is signing a bill, $90 billion water reserve, crypto reserve bill. You know, I'm obviously I'm in the water business with Billionaires of Water, so I want to tokenize every water bottle. And I want to give those proceeds or portion of proceeds to people throughout the world where they're going to have water issues. And as you know, a lot of AI data centers, a lot of things are being put in place in the ocean, in the middle of the deserts or whatever. And so water is going to be your next biggest wars will be fought over water.
Message.
And the way AI is consuming water, it's consuming more water than everybody on the planet right now.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, for example, to send a text message right now, it's a cup of water. Every text message you send is a cup of water. That's how much energy is being used.
So why are we playing with that?
Well, I mean, I think that, you know, there's a whole new system. There's a system that needs to be destroyed in order for the new system to be inserted. And I think that you're seeing that now with what's going on in the Middle East with Iran and I mean, most people don't even know this, that Iran controls probably about 40 or 50% of the world's cryptocurrency based on the fact that their production of energy is so low. For example, it probably cost us about $1,500 to $2,000 to, well, it will probably cost the US about $13,000 to $15,000 to make one Bitcoin if you used energy. It takes Iran about $900 to $1,200 to make one BTC coin that's valued at $70,000 today.
What?
Yeah. So these are the conversations that aren't being had publicly that are very impactful, that are impacting the war and the global markets and America's financial sheet.
That's a whole lot of margin. That's a whole lot of margin. Yeah, we got to fight.
Which means a whole lot of,
which
means a whole lot of money.
Absolutely.
That's not on ledger.
That's crazy, bro. And so one thing I do admire about you, bro, is the information and time, right? How do you balance your time, bro? One, to get the information, and one, to put the care into your businesses and the you know, the time and the attention that it needs for it to thrive, bro. Like, how do you balance all that?
So, I mean, honestly, you have to love what you're doing, because if you don't at this point, you're not gonna be able to balance nothing. You gotta like I love waking up reading a bottle of wine. I love, you know, saying, hey, we're going into Total Wines. Okay, send 100 cases here. Oh, you know what? There was a huge storm over there. We're going to send a truckload of water to those families. I want us to be there first because I want us to tell our own narrative. I want us to speak before Channel 9 speaks. Here's Billionaires of Water. We're here. We don't need the local government. We don't need the federal government for that. We got it. And I think that when we all collectively start thinking like that as a family, as a community, then you're going to see this community go to way past where we're supposed to have gone, you know, and become extremely wealthy and successful, where it's just not pockets of wealth. You know, it's you know, it's spread out. And so that's one of the reasons why I wanted to create the token, is not to just get wealthy myself, but to empower others so they can actually build wealth by just sharing and supporting others.
That's right, bro.
Which is free.
Which is free 99.
There you go.
Message.
Yeah. But it's still like, so damn. Like I do get, because obviously we gotta love what we do at this stage, bro. But at some point, what are some things that you still dealing with now, right? Like on some real talk, like, you got so many different verticals. You got the water, you got this, right? And us as Black entrepreneurs, we got to be on point to make sure that everything thrives. One, because we have to succeed to show people it's possible, right? That's a lot of pressure. How you deal with that?
I just think, well, what I think is a lot of times Black people forget that money is made every day, printed. And a lot of times when people that look like us make money, they're in the Heisman Trophy mode.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're in the business to block you.
Crab in a barrel, whale in a pool.
They're in the business to block you. And I've seen it. I mean, I've been a part of some of these things where, you know, someone higher, bigger, stronger, faster will make a call and block you. But not knowing it would have benefited the entire community, finding out later that would have benefited the entire community, and then come back to me and say, hey man, we made a mistake.
Different conversation.
And then now you have to, and then now there's children who've lost their lives, there's families who are homeless, there's things that happen, and the casualties of war have happened already. It's done.
Different
It,
conversation.
it's done. You know what I mean? And and in the Jewish religion, um, we say farjan, and that is, you know, if you are making if you have a t-shirt factory in Brooklyn and you're making shirts, and you make the shirts and we come pick them up, and the shirts are supposed to be red and they're green, you made a mistake. We come back, we say, hey, fix this, do it again. And so that's really what entrepreneurship is about, and that's really what community is about. Instead of taking that and going to another community and having someone else do it, no, you go back to your brother and you say, you made a mistake, here goes some more money, fix it.
Message.
That's a problem with us. We won't do it. You know what we don't? We won't sit there and go, brother, fix it. I seen it was a seafood spot that opened up in City Island, bro. First black-owned seafood spot in the Bronx, City Island, right? Everybody go there, boom, boom. I didn't get to go there, but I soon, the next very day, I see brothers and sisters on the motherfucker. The collard greens were dry. They just like everything. Like, why are you putting that out in the energy and out? Because you don't know what they sacrificed to build that. They might have mortgaged their home. They may have done everything just so we could say, yo, we got black ownership on this island. Nobody else has done it. And the community as a whole could have made that happen, but we won't, and we don't. Because you know what? We feel like we need that. It should have been us. Why I didn't do it? And you didn't go through the damn process. You didn't go through
1,000%.
the process. And that's the thing that kills me with our community. We want to say about success, but you're not willing to go through this process. You want to be in the NBA, but you're not willing to dribble a ball and do 3 a days. You're not willing to go in the weight room. Like, what are we talking about?
Listen, you got to remember about people in instant gratification. There is no elevator to success. And even when you find a way to get up there with an elevator, somehow it gets stuck.
Damn.
Somehow it gets,
Message.
you know what I mean? And I've learned that, and that's why I always tell everybody when they say, hey, what I said, man, learn to fail. What do you mean learn to fail? Yeah, learn the business of failing. Learn to fail and fail again and again and again, because through your failures, you'll find your successes.
Absolutely. I say, if it ain't a lesson, it's a blessing.
That's it. But you got to also remember, man, the devil hates everything that God has created.
Okay.
So he's after everything that he's created. And so a lot of times when you hear voices in your head about the things that you can't do or cannot do, you have to remember the devil blesses people too. And the devil whispers. You understand? God talks to man, the devil whispers. And I think that's a lot of times where we get things misconstrued, even in our relationships with our women, our relationships with our family, these things in their minds pop up, and this is the devil. This is the devil talking to people too. The devil blesses people too, man. You pull up in that Bentley or that Rolls Royce or that nice suit or that nice watch.
Devil told me to smack that ass until it's cheetah print.
You understand what I'm saying?
The devil told me.
The devil went to God and asked God to kill Job, and he said, "Do whatever you want to do with him, just don't kill him."
That's
You understand? And
real
he took
talk.
he took him to hell and back. You understand? So that's where your faith. That's where your faith has to come into place when it comes to being an entrepreneur. You can't see love. You can't see faith, but you believe it. It's there.
Believe it. You know it's there.
Message.
It's there. So I'll share mine with you, bro, and I would love to know yours, bro. When was one time your faith was tested? When was the time that you was about to give the fuck up and just say, I'm done? Crazy shit happened. Because there's always some last shit that happened.
When my brother died.
Oh, my condolences, bro.
My younger brother passed away. My younger brother died during COVID, and that really affected me to the point where it was like a downward spiral. It was me versus God, and it was literally me versus God. And I gave it to him, man. And he So I sat me down one night. It was in the middle of the night, and 3 in the morning, and I'm bawling. And he said, "Listen," he said, "I'm God. I do what I want when I want, and there's nothing you could do about it." And he says, "The moment you get off your purpose, you're gonna be right there next to him."
Message.
Damn. That's
So
deep.
yeah.
That's deep.
So 6 months after my brother passed, I think every day, for at least 6 months, I called his phone, hoping he'd pick up.
Wow.
Didn't pick up. So that changed me, because then it was like, okay, God, you told me if he was like really a good kid, like younger than like a really good kid, I'm the asshole. This is backwards.
You felt
And
survivor's
this is my
remorse.
conversations with God.
Yeah, survivor's remorse.
Yeah, it's my conversations with God. And
Wow.
so I realized
Damn.
in that moment, everybody has a purpose. And the moment and my mom used to tell me this. My mom used to tell me, she used to say, "Baby, that girl don't love you. She fell in love with your purpose. And the moment you get off your purpose, she gonna fall in love with the next man's purpose. So stay on your purpose. Keep God, your purpose, and you first, and everything else after. And you'll always win in this lifetime."
This motherfucker don't miss.
No, he's fucking good.
No, he's good. No,
Now
he's
some
good.
shit.
No, he's good.
Now
He's
some.
good.
And I had to
Yeah.
implement that in my life with the women that I've loved,
Shit.
the women that I've lost, the businesses that I've won, the businesses that I've lost, the money that I've lost, the money that I've made, the people that I've met, the people that I've lost as far as friends, the people that I've gained as family. You start to look at the world a little bit different, um, when you start losing the pieces around you on the chessboard, because you know that those pieces they're protector pieces, but still in this game, somebody's got to die, and that's the hard part of business.
Message.
Damn.
So that was the moment there where I said, okay, how can I duplicate myself to young brothers who look like me at a time at a speed that makes sense, to where I could say I made him a millionaire, or I helped start his first business, or I donated to his foundation, or I helped them with their company, or I advised them, or I'm on their board, or I have this foundation, or I this or I that. You know what I mean? And so me and I hear it all the time. If I'm at the White House, or if I'm at Mar-a-Lago at the president's house or whatever, I get these DMs or these calls, these text messages from people, and they go, "Man, I wish, I wish, I wish."
My fault.
And I go, "You don't have to wish. Y- You don't have to wish. It's written. The universe must bend to your will. As long as you take the first step and you truly believe, because God knows your heart. He knows your heart. And when you make mistakes in this life, it's okay. God knows your heart. You understand what I'm saying? But if you take your first step, God gonna take two. And that's what I try to tell people. You understand what I'm saying? So when you
Facts.
when your intent is in the right place, and what I've learned now by going through my journeys, my trials and tribulation, is this: your heart has to be light as a feather.
Okay.
Has to be light. So you have to let go of all the hurt. You have to let go of all the anger. You have to let go of all the mistrust. You have to let go of all of the passions that can hold you back, or can allow the devil to whisper into your mind to tell you you're not good enough. Oh, he did you wrong, or she did you wrong, or this isn't fair. You have to clear the mind of that, and your heart has to be as light as a feather. And when you find out, the moment you start to drop these things from your heart, you'll see that God is going to bless you with things that money couldn't even. I've had every car in the world. I've been on planes. I've lived in the biggest houses in the world. To be honest with you, I'd rather sleep on the floor to get my goal accomplished and put my intern in my bed and let him sleep there.
Message.
And I've done it. The cool, it's nice to have cool things and nice things. I don't say don't work for nice things,
Absolutely.
but don't be that girl that walks in the club with a Chanel bag but doesn't have a car or a place.
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense when you could spend $4,000 for an acre of land. And even if you put a tent on that acre of land and lived in that tent, the bag you can get later because you can get a secondary mortgage on the land you just bought and get the bag.
But we don't know it.
So it's it's backwards. So
We celebrate the bullshit.
poverty. I always say identity has a lot to do with poverty. And so if you don't know who you are, it's very hard for you to build wealth.
That's real too. But I want to ask you something because you said something deep too, bro. As far as like your heart has to be light as a feather, right? You don't think that you could use that as fuel, or you just have to let it go?
Here's why I would recommend that you let it go, because it's like having a dog, right? The dog runs off. You know what I mean? The dog is gonna come home. The dog's gonna find his way home eventually, right? Or if I put it into another perspective, if you get into an argument with your wife or your girlfriend, one of the things that I teach my daughters is never yell or never disrespect a man, even if he's wrong. And in her silence, you will find out, you will realize that you made a mistake, and you'll go back and you'll apologize, because we're men, we're coded that way. We're coded to know, as we process, to go back and say, hey, I made a mistake, I messed up.
Versus being attacked or something like that, and now I gotta be manly.
Now you're defensive. Now
Now
you're in another energy. Now you're in a frequency. Now you're playing with the devil. And so now you're in a frequency where a spirit can get a hold of you, and then you never know what it turns out, where it can go. Because that spirit is not, that spirit is just a untold story of a person that's in the underworld trying to finish out its story through you.
Yeah.
And it only can use a physical body to do that, because it's in the spirit.
Absolutely. That's where I felt that, bro. That's real, bro. Like, and I appreciate you sharing the story, bro. Like, for real, to get out of, you know what I mean, to go through that. Like, I've been through different experiences. One, definitely, I won't go into the story, but definitely one of the hardest ones was my aunt passed away, bro. Like, my aunt passed away the same day we went to Cannes.
Yeah. I remember that.
Same day I went to Cannes. Same day I went to Cannes, bro. I was working from 6 in the morning to 6 till 2 o'clock in the morning every day for 3 months to make sure that we got to Cannes, to make sure that we had every opportunity, to make sure I scheduled 4 panels in 5 days based on relationships. No payola, people coming through there. Shout out to Inqua, shout out to Adrian for giving us the opportunity. And then to have one of my favorite people in the world pass away on that day and still show up. I'm on the plane 5 hours later.
But to be honest with you, your aunt would have wanted you to go. She would have told you go.
That's what the family told me. My whole family said, they kicked me out the house. They said, you got to go. They said, you got to go. You shitting me? They said, get out. We got this. You shitting me, but it still don't make you feel better. And then when you land, you got to, with this moment, you might want to see something. You see it could be the littlest thing. It could be fucking the sun coming up. It could be something happen that reminds you, a song come on. It could be anything, but you still got to be in the game. You still got to be so mentally tough.
Listen, God has a sense of humor, man. And you realize that God also said he's a jealous God, but he's not the only God. So you also got to remember, man, you know, when you serve what you're doing, who are you serving it through is very important. You know what I mean? Who are you serving it through? Are you serving it through the Most High? Because yes, he's a just God. You understand? And he's a forgiving God. But he also, if you tell him your plans, he's gonna laugh at you.
Yeah.
You understand? So your plans was, hey, auntie, I'm gonna go do this. I'm coming right back. But that wasn't God's plans, bro.
Yeah. My plan was to make sure she see it. Make sure
Yeah.
she see everything. You know what I mean? See the grind. Like she see it. She's so proud. But I'm talking about I wanted to make sure she was straight.
Yeah. But
That was
but
me, man.
but she is straight. Here's why. She's no longer in pain. That's one. You know, and a lot of times, like you said, you know, that remorse kicks in because, you know, where there are people that were really close to us, like even with my brother would always tell me, he would go, man, you read your Bible today? And I would bullshit him. I'd be like, yeah, I read it. No, what I didn't read my word.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, those are the little things that you think about. After that, I was in that. I was in, I was in the Torah. I was in the 5 books of Moses. I was learning Hebrew. I was reading the Old Testament, the New Testament. I got into my word. I started the foundation. So it's like
That's real.
no one can tell me about God because I know who God is. I look in the mirror every day and I see him.
That was
Message.
I almost gave you the sample. I had to choose which message I was going to give you. Like each one could
So,
have applied.
you know, you know, so I got to tell you about this, the foundation, because this is a very,
Yeah,
very
I
important.
was about to
So,
go
you
in.
know, one of the things is that we all go through as black and brown men and women, is we go through the criminal justice system. So one of the things is and it's bensonjewishfoundation.org for the crew, for everybody who's listening. It's basically an opportunity for me to help people who have been charged and have done time to get pardons and clemencies, and also help them through the FSA, which is the First Step Act that the President Trump signed into act, which guys who are in federal prison that are doing time. So let's say, for example, they have 10 years on their watch, you know, help them get it down to about 5 years, 4.5 years, get them home, get them to a halfway house, get them back into society, contributing to society, paying taxes, et cetera, et cetera. So that's our big focus now. So we've partnered with the foundation's partnered with Big Meech from BMF, and also Dean the Great. And I don't know if you saw that last week.
Yes,
We had the
absolutely.
fight last week, and it was a whole, you know, we were trending, I would say trending, number one. And but yeah, so the idea is to position Big Meech to not only be a figure within the criminal justice reform system, but speak directly to inmates via the iPads through all the federal courts, through the federal jail systems, on certain literacy on how to shorten their federal time. And that's going to be his goodwill back to society. And so that's what we're working on as well. And Dean's father has been through the criminal justice system as well. And so that's one of the conversations that he wanted to give back in his way, his own way. And so we're putting together a health and wealth strategy, and also a financial literacy strategy, a crypto strategy, with Brock Pierce, my one of my close friends who ran for president in 2020 against Trump, and still may run here. And you know, I may actually consider my hat and the ticket for something here, major here pretty soon. But the idea is to put crypto literacy, financial literacy, health and wealth literacy back into the prison systems through these iconic figures,
Absolutely.
because these people behind bars hold on to every word that they say, because that's how powerful they are.
Yeah.
And so that's what we're doing with the foundation. And so I'm really, really excited about that, and just really happy of that they even, you know, want to do it
That's
in
exactly
general, and with me, and with me, you know. So
that was
now,
my next question, bro. I was going to ask you, what does that pitch like, especially when you're talking to somebody like Meech, right? What is that? What is that pitch like when you telling them what you're trying to do? How do you get somebody like him on board? How do you get to a point where it makes sense
I
across
mean,
the
I remember one night I took Meech's cell phone,
nigga,
and
you took your cell phone.
I took his cell phone and I was putting crypto, I was sending crypto to his phone. And he was staring, he was following along, and he was like, he stopped me and he said, "How in the hell am I gonna understand this?" I said, "Yo, that's what everybody else is saying." In my head, I said that. Like when he said that, I'm like, any and everybody who follows him, whether they're in Detroit, from LA, from Compton, from Brooklyn, from wherever, wherever they're from, whatever walks of life, they're saying the same thing. He just said it out loud.
That's a fact.
So I said, I'm gonna teach you. So I have a prayer service coming up Juneteenth with the president's spiritual advisor, Pastor Burns. So he's gonna lead the prayer.
Fine.
So I'm gonna have all these guys on. And I think the idea is to that's the starting chapter. One, launching a token on Juneteenth. And then also creating that crypto literacy program through the prison systems to go ahead and start teaching them now what it even means, how to create tokens, so when they're out, they're already fully integrated with what's going on and what's going to happen, because it's the inevitable.
I ain't mad at that, bro. So, but back to the damn token. Like, so they go back to what you're firing for. But AB said, how AB looked at you is how I feel. Back to the fucking tokens. So what was the valuation? Because he was like, yo, $1 million, and he was like 10,000. Like, what was the confusion?
So it's so funny. So me and Dean, basically, we were sitting ringside. So it was a conversation that me and Dean were having. And AB had ran off, went to the bar. I don't even know why he went to the bar. We have bottles.
He's at the bar.
Yeah, we had bottles coming ringside, and he was like, I guess he was at the bar, and someone tapped us and said, "Yo, no, he's at the bar," but he was like the 14th person in line. He was literally waiting in line at the bar. It's like the last person in the line at the bar. So I'm like, all right, let me go get him. So Dean's like, nah, I'm coming with you. So we went, we grabbed him or whatever, but we never had a conversation with AB about anything. He never even knew. It was supposed to be a surprise. Dean knew. So I would say, Dean, you're getting 10,000 coins from me, but you know what? Based on the dynamic of our relationship, I'm gonna give you 1 million coins. And that was the conversation ringside.
Got you.
Right?
10,000, $1 million. Hit him with $1 million.
He was like, yeah. So he was like, yo, I was like, yo, you know about that 10,000? Nah, we're gonna up it a bit. We're gonna go 1 million. You understand what I'm saying? And so so Dean never had that conversation with AB. And actually, Dean wasn't supposed to have that conversation with AB. What happened was AB came back, he came ringside. So I have the video. I just haven't clipped it yet. So AB comes, he puts his arm around me, he goes, dude's getting beat up in the ring, blah, blah, blah. But after this, let's go chop it up. I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. So we're walking, and he goes, hey, I'm supposed to get 10,000. So one of the guys had went over and said, Dean's getting 10,000. But he didn't give him context.
Yeah, 10,000.
So AB's like, well, wait a minute. I heard $10,000. So in my head, I'm like, $10,000. That's we do that. That's in the club. We do that and drink 2 bottles and leave the rest and go home. I mean, we've been on, like, that's nothing. My conversations don't start at $10,000. Not this type of conversation.
Message.
And that was, he was like, well, wait a minute. And so one of my boys, KO, he goes, man, we should troll him, man. We should make T-shirts with his face on it and say, what that mean?
Yeah, man, it only makes sense. It only makes sense. And that'd be a great way to segue a course or something like that. Like, yo, this is exactly what it meant. Like, So like, but the back to the valuation piece, right? Like, so you up it from 10 to a million. Like, I probably average listeners thinking too, like, what is the valuation of the million coins? Did it like, how do you? What is the value? I don't know. How does that work?
So at the time, the coins at these particular coins were at 10 cents. So it was $100,000.
Honey, all right, now I gotta hit you with that. I ain't got a coin. I ain't get a Dean joint. I ain't get 10. I ain't get...
No. So okay.
What's going on,
hold on. So hold on. So because we're on, and you're my brother.
You're my guy.
I'm gonna send you 10,000 joints.
Come on, man.
I'll send you 10. You send me your no. We don't gotta make nothing happen. Just send me your wallet,
my bro.
And we can do it live right now if you want to do it.
Oh, shit. We
do it live right now. I'm
about to open up my real wallet.
You gotta MetaMask or Trust wallet?
Nah, see that this is gonna be a process.
No,
we're gonna figure this out.
Nah,
because you my bro. Only thing I ever say is that first of all, I never tried the product. I would love a bottle, bro. If I'm especially here, especially when we was out in Cannes and things like that, bro. Like, I love to support us. That's what
I got a couple bottles right here, right? I got the.
Yeah, I'm saying
you haven't had the Billionaire's Roll vodka.
No, I haven't had the vodka. Okay, for one for the birthday, I'll be out there like this. What's up?
Yeah,
your birthday be out there. I'm trying to slim down. I'm doing my shit, but
you haven't had the Billionaire's Roll cognac. This is the limited edition bottle.
You see that with the Mike Jack glove.
Yeah, this is the Mike Jack glove. This is the Iceman. I call this the Iceman. So this bottle was designed by a famous artist. It's a limited edition bottle. It's $300 for this bottle of XO. Comes with a beautiful case, handwritten letter from me to all of the buyers, everyone who buys this in the box. And it comes with 2 sifters, beautiful glasses, branded Billionaire's Row, all in the same case, man. And so yeah, the regular one is $49 or $59.99 at Total Wines.
So, all right, if you had to pick any one of the vodka, the champagne, the cognac, which one you going to on your B-Day? Which one you sipping on?
Champagne.
The champagne?
Yeah.
You're right. You're right.
No, I mean, listen, they say when you lose, they say when you win, you celebrate with it. When you lose, you need it.
Damn.
So either way. Fight, he gonna pop it. The loser gonna pop it too. The loser gonna be in the other side of the club popping champagne too with the black shades on.
That's crazy, bro. But what is the process of making? Like, you ain't gotta go into it, but I'm just curious. Like, what made you want to get into every single vertical, like the champagne from the cognac?
I just felt like there's never been a black-owned portfolio that had these offers. You would meet like Uncle Nearest, great, a Douce, great, even my friend Ja Rule, his product is doing great, Shannon Sharp's product is doing great, but those are just that's one offer, right? And so when the business and you're really involved in the business, you understand that most distributors, they have portfolios where they carry specific product. Some distributors only carry wine, and that's it. Some distributors carry all premium vintage, and that's it. So I wanted to be able to give my distributors and my retail partners an opportunity to be able to experience the brand in its entirety, right? So, for example, Billionaire's Roll vodka, it retails for $19.99. Anyone and everyone can get this, but also it's an opportunity for me to come in and go, hey, look, take 5 cases of the cognac, and I'll give you 10 cases of the Billionaire's Roll vodka.
Gotcha.
That's free money for my retailers. That gives them an opportunity to make money to feed their families. And so I learned that in the game really early. And that's your specialty offer or your program that you put together for your distributors or for your retail buyers. And that's your incentive. Look, take 5 cases or 10 cases of vodka. the first thing they're going to do is they're going to put those bottles right there on the top of the thing, because that's their free money,
Yeah.
and they're going to carry your brand. But you want to be able to give them product where, because you're a new brand in the market, you want to be able to give them something where they can't refuse to take your product on. So, for example, I already know that sales reps that go into bodegas and retail stores, they got to feed their family. They're commission-based reps, so they're gonna dump the first thing they get paid for. Grey Goose, whatever Moed, whatever's the fastest selling thing for that retailer, they're gonna sell it to them first. And at the very back of that book is all new product, right? And retailers hate writing new called scripts for new brands, right? They're comfortable with the product they buy, they've bought, they're cool with it. They don't have to rewrite any scripts. They just order and they're out the door. Well, if you offer them 4 or 5 different products under the same brand name and it's got motion, and then you're gifting them just to take on the product, now you got a new account. You just earned yourself a new account. And the key is the new accounts. Once you get the new account, that's the first step. The second step is now repetition. I call it repetition. It's like free. It's like if you ever watched Steph Curry shoot free throws, it's almost like
same shit.
Beethoven. It's almost like it's music, So it's repetition, free throw. So now the game is resell it, resell. How do you get them to continue purchasing the product every month or every time they run out of product, right? So you got to have some pizzazz, some demand, and you also have to create an incentive for that retailer to want to continue carrying the product. And that's very important. And that's the key to growing a book of business. And, we also have a federal import license, which allows us as a brand to import any product that's not in America, white label it, relabel it, or distribute it if you don't want to relabel it. So now you're building a real book of business with product targeted to a specific buying group, like a Diageo, like a Southern Wine, so that's the strategy now.
Message.
Yeah, the federal info where you can white label any product. That's fire.
Mm-hmm.
White label any product. That's fire. I love that, bro. So
yeah. So because you can't build a global brand without the U.S.
Absolutely.
So these brands that are in Italy, Chile, Canada, or wherever they're from, and they want to come into the U.S. market, they know this market is the consumption market, and they know this market is going to give them all of the pizzazz and brand equity to be able to offset or sell it.
Absolutely. Same thing in sales. Like if you get a tech company in Italy or somewhere else and they try to get a seller, somebody's got to plant the flag in the U.S. market, build the brand, bring the influence, all that. You get some skin in the game, all that. So
1,000%.
That makes sense.
1,000%.
But given the retail, but still, how does one? Because you're basically saying that right now, like the retailers are the key, right? So essentially, you got to build those relationships. You got to. What is that thing to make it easier for them to sell?
It's offset. It's on premise and off premise. I think the easiest thing for them to sell is, when a lot of consumers walk into a retailer, they often ask for a product they saw in a music video or in a commercial or on the table at the Oscars or at an event that they were at, and now they're requesting it. And that's really how it works. That's why the activations are so key. That's why it's important being in Monaco. That's why it's important being at the Wellington. That's why it's important being at Art Basel and curating an experience with a collective that really understand the product. And then the ones that don't, it is your job to educate the consumer on how to party, how to celebrate, and how to consume your product.
Come on.
Message.
That's all a part of brand equity, brand growth. So.
Tell you talk, bro. I ain't mad at it, bro.
That's it, man.
So I'm gonna give you an ISO real quick. I know we kind of ended up time. I'm with whatever, bro.
I'm chilling, man. You got me.
Oh, so I do have to leave real quick because you got me drinking some Dindu's as a birthday celebration. I do want to know, bro. Tell us. I can still hear you. Let me know what are some things you're inspiring to, because you obviously you're building your portfolio. You're successful now, right? Right. You said you've driven every car. You've lived in the biggest houses. what are some of the things that you're inspiring to now? How do you keep hunger?
I mean, now honestly, you just want to see your kids do good and do nice things. You know, that's the thing now. You want to see them do nice things. Um, that's really one of the focuses. The other thing is really just giving back, philanthropic endeavors, just doing some really cool give backs to the community and really, cooking up that way. That's where I'm at right now.
Oh, we sitting there rocking, right? You got the
There you go. There you go.
I had to bust a leak. I was like, hold on.
Like, yo.
I was like, hold on, you got the
Yo.
ice. I was like, hold on, 10 more seconds.
Yeah. I was like, hold on, you there? I said, hold on, I'm gonna finish my statement, and I know you're gonna come right back. Yeah, nah. So I was answering your question. So basically, I was saying, man, just really just wanting to see your kids be nice, and be good and do nice things for people. I mean, that's like one of my things now, and then also just giving back, just really focusing on my foundation, um, making as much money for the foundation to really be able to give it all away, because that's what we do as men. The more money we make, the more we give it away.
Absolutely.
So that's really my thing. It's funny. Me said, you can't take this shit with you, man. He said you can't take it with you. So my idea is definitely to leave my family something very, very substantial. They got big shoes to fill. Um, but I'm enjoying this crypto thing, man. I'm enjoying it to the point where we're in a space now where we can create our own crypto, at a drop of a dime, and create a new product and put some goodwill, wrap some goodwill around it, and change the world and make money while doing it so that we can provide for our families and also give back to our community.
And also do that. And I gotta ask you too about the oil, bro. Like the oil. How do you get into one like that? Because once again, that's still before you get into any market, you're gonna understand the vertical, you're gonna understand the demands, the challenges, all that stuff. What you got to put in initial investment, market cap, all those things that you're gonna try to understand, right? So how did you get into the oil business? Because that's
Shout
one of
out,
those industries that's like,
shout out to Emmanuel. So my boy was running for a good friend of mine is one of my partners in the space. He's running for a prime minister of a country, and came in with the opportunity, and it was really his thing. He had it and was like, look, man, I can't really do this without you. I want to really build something special, and donated 1,000 acres to the foundation initially to start. And then from there, we took and started digging wells and repairing wells in that space, man. And here we are. And it's funny, bensonpetroleum.org, by the way.
yeah,
I don't talk much about it, um, because every day for me is still, I'm still learning,
yeah.
still learning curves. But I think now I'm in a space where I could teach a class.
What made you got that? Like he donated the land to the foundation, right? What made you want to go for oil specifically, right? Did you know it was oil rich? Like, what
Yeah,
makes you do that?
yeah. We already knew it was oil rich. I mean, there was
Gotcha.
over 150 oil wells that are sitting on the property. I mean, the main goal was to put a refinery in that location where
Got you.
you could refine fuel and sell fuel back to the local government, to the U.S. government, and to some companies that are some major players in the game, and then take the profit from that and do good work. Because it's oil money. I mean, it's oil money is you can never have too many cars, too many boats, too many houses. It's like you don't even want that. The idea, the focus really is to focus on giving back to the community, and then and positioning people and political spaces so that people that look like us have a shot,
That's a
because all
fact.
we need is a shot.
Oh, shot a chance. But everybody has a choice and a chance. Everybody has that. They're not gonna do it.
That's
You have a
it.
choice and a chance,
But
right?
but what I know about our people is that once we get a shot, it's over.
Absolutely. But I feel like too. It's what do we? It's the context I'm looking for is what do we get to get the shot? I don't get a shot to sit there and talk to you unless I actually had to take my own shot.
Well, we go back to the statement I made earlier. Remember, I told you I said even the garbage can gets a steak, right?
Mm-hmm.
So everybody's gonna get an opportunity. You just got to be prepared when that opportunity comes. That opportunity gonna come. It's gonna come, but it takes the repetitions like this, Jay. Like you doing this every day, every week. You doing this, doing this, doing this, doing this. Then when someone says, "Hey, look, man, there's a spot on ABC for you to do this," you already ready.
It's just there's nothing,
You already ready.
bro.
You already ready.
That's how it happened with the Nationals, right? When I did the joint in the stadium,
Yeah.
bro. Shout out to my brother
Yeah.
Paxton. I'm usually nervous in front of every pod. I don't care. Every podcast, I'm always nervous. I got to play optimistic. I got a ritual. Boom, boom. It was like, yo, we in the stadium. It was just game time, bro. It was just game time. It was just another Tuesday. You know what I'm saying?
You learn that you're built for it. And even though you want to put all these different things in your mind about how things could go wrong, the universe ain't gonna let it happen.
I've had everything go wrong. When you've had everything go wrong, you ain't afraid of it going wrong.
That's what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? And I've been poor longer than I've been rich. So being poor is like that's like normal. I was like, hold up, if shit all fails today and goes back, I know how to go back and get it again.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? And so that's very important, especially the people that are discouraged about trying to chase their dreams. Because we did talk about this the last episode we were on together about our, success equals death. And a lot of times us as black men and women, we dim our light in front of our friends and our families because we're afraid or scared that we're going to be criticized and, and put in this box where we got to play gangster, play thug, when you're the smartest person in the room and everybody already knows it. But because you don't want to stand out as being great, you want to game bang.
Yeah,
And we lose our warriors that way. We lose our warriors too.
Absolutely right. I ain't gonna hold you. It feels weird for me, even when family bring it up. I could be at the cookout, be like, "Yo, look at that! He on the podcast. He got that. He got this and that." And be like, "Yeah, I'm just trying to chill." Like, I don't know if I want to be like and give you that. I want to feel like I'm that. You know what I'm saying? Even though we that. You know what I'm trying to say? It's a balance of doing all of that shit. And sometimes that shit can be exhausting
Because
so,
people don't know how to approach you with. It's funny. People don't know how to approach you positively.
that's a fact.
They want to, but because ego and pride is in the way, they'll make a joke. Oh, I saw you. Oh, you want that? You too good for us now. You got this thing, or you're this, or you're that. So instead of them approaching you and saying, "Hey, man, I'm proud of you, man. I see you doing your thing," they have to say something to keep that to make them feel like they're on an even playing field with you.
Shit, how
Message.
you done with that with family, bro? Friends, motherfuckers that didn't believe. You know what I'm saying? People that could have given a couple thousand to help get the business up. They said no. They decided to go over here, get products or some shit like that. How did you deal with all that?
I mean, now I don't deal with it. How I used to deal with it was I'd pray for them, man. Because I had one of those superpowers where I had vision. I could see around corners and I can kind of see through people. So I already knew that you hated me before I had the conversation with you. I already knew based on your energy, based on how you looked at me, based on how you spoke to me, based on what you said to me. I had to learn that at an early age. Remember, I was cutting grass. I was 12 years old out here hustling, running numbers. So I would see people and I knew as I shook their hand and walked away, they were talking shit. But when I walked in that room, they attend hut.
Yeah.
I call it the Diddy effect. It's like when you walk into Justin's, you be like, yo, man, he ain't shit, man. You see this, you see that, you see that. And then he walks in the room. They be like, yo, what's up, man? How you been, man? What's going on? And
Yo, that
then he
shit
like, all right, man,
crazy.
I'll catch you with y'all. He lead a spot. They'll be like, man, did you see the scuffs on his white Air Force Ones? It's nothing else they can find. You see the scuffs on his white Air Force Ones? Dude get in a fucking 67 Maybach, 700,000 going home. Dude's taking the A train back home, and he's talking about the scuffs on the dude's shoes. I call it the Diddy effect. And so that's how you have to be a politician, and you have to have duck skin, because a lot of times the people that you're around, shaking your hand, telling you that they care about you, truly hate you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Message.
Sometimes the
And
motherfucker.
they don't even know why they don't, they don't know why, but you know why, because you know their heart is not as light as a feather. They have so much on their heart. They're always questioning, why him, God, not me? Why not me? Why did this happen to him, God, or not me? Why did I do everything right, God, and he was fucked up and it happened to him? They question and they go, God, why, God, why, God, why? Instead of going, yo, let me get next to him. Let me get some wisdom, some knowledge and understanding, and let me humble myself, because I just saw him with the president. You
Yeah,
just can't get next to the president.
absolutely.
And so they'll go, oh well, they just said this bad about him. But
Yeah,
they're like, well, wait a minute, he was just at the White House dinner. What are you talking about? There's the only black person in the whole dinner. I'm confused. They'll come up with something to try to bring it down here where it makes sense to them, because that's where they are, the low frequency. Instead of celebrating and going, man, yeah, I heard all that shit, man. I heard it. I saw it. I read it. Shit. But it's hard to fake that.
yeah.
It's hard to fake that. And that's the difference with our community.
See, but that's the game I refuse to play.
Yeah, but that's why you're gonna win.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I don't
That's
understand.
why
I
you're
don't even understand that game. The logic doesn't make any sense to me at all.
doesn't make sense, man. But because and that's where I go back to telling you, being successful, or the backfiring of being successful, is death in our community, because they'll kill you spiritually. And if they can't kill you spiritually, they'll kill you physically.
Message.
You understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And Jay said it the best. He said it, bro. He said it. He said, "Don't believe me, ask Michael. See Martin, see Malcolm. See Jesus, see Judas. See Caesar, see Brutus. See
Yeah.
success, see success is like suicide. Suicide is a suicide.
Suicide.
If you succeed, prepare to be crucified.
Crucified.
Media metals, niggas sue you, settle. Every chance they get, they remind you ghetto. So it's tough being Bobby Brown. To be Bobby then, you gotta be Bobby now."
Grammy family. Come on. That was one of his illest shit. That was all right. All right. Side note, before we get back to the serious shit, what you thought about the Roots joint?
I mean, that's my intro to the Big Meech walk in. You go to my IG page. If you go to the
You
page,
like the intro? You like the
if
Roots
you
joint? You thought it was fine? Like,
the
you think that's
freestyle,
compared to that?
no, did you hear the official song?
I didn't. No, I didn't say. How come I didn't see that? Me and you exchanged 44 DMs a day, and I
Yo,
didn't see that.
yeah, I
How
got the
the fuck I
official
didn't see
song.
that?
I got the official song on my IG on my post.
I saw the
That,
joint with me. I didn't hear that. Maybe I misheard it.
yeah, with
I definitely saw
Meech and 80 and them walking
it. Yes,
in.
on the walk and the walking.
Yeah,
Yes. All right. I'm with you now. My fault.
yeah,
Yes. On
yeah.
the actual
Nah, I
walk.
mean, I think it's, like he said in his GQ interview, I think it's all offense this year for him now. I think it's all offense. I think that even with him taking the dreads out, his style. I mean, if you looked on stage, he has more of a NWA style, a Raider style,
Yeah.
and everything that he does subliminally speaks. You
I
know,
I I I, I liked it, but I didn't love like the Jay that I love is what you just said. The Grammy family, that's the exact one. We just had this conversation last week on the pod when I was like, "Yo, look, how can you compare that to that? See Malcolm, see Martin,
but
see
but
what?
but 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 that was
What?
You can tell that freestyle was he was hurt.
Absolutely, and that's the
He's hurt.
best art. That's the best art.
He's hurt.
That's the best art.
He's
Lauren Hill's still
hurt.
going 25 years off of hurt. That miseducation was hurt. You can't duplicate the hurt or the hunger.
Yeah, that's true.
You
That's
can't
true.
duplicate the hurt or the hunger. I don't care
That's
how
true.
you would never be that same person that was with homeboy on the couch when you came
Yep.
in it with the toe. You'll never be that same person again.
Yep. But I think that was a setup, the setup for the album that I think Jay's going to drop.
It would be great marketing, but I don't know.
I think this is the beginning of something that I think Jay's gonna drop something big. He has to think about it. He has the Yankee Stadium.
I think he does a Super Bowl this year.
I think that this is where I'm going with it. This is where I'm going with it. I think he drops an album. He does Yankee Stadium. Then he does the Super Bowl.
If he do that, he has to. He did like 9 years. They gave everybody else props. Nigga, how could you not do the Super Bowl?
It's his contract.
How could you not? But that's a conflict of interest, though. They probably put. You think they put something in the contract where he can, or would they? I don't know.
Nah, you just put Beyonce up there, and he's a feature.
She did it like 3 times.
Yeah, that's true.
She did it with Justin. She did it with herself. She did it with Bruno.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, she did a few. So if it's got to be Hov or nothing.
Or Drake.
I don't know right now. Drake could do it for sure. Drake definitely needs a Super Bowl. If anybody needs a Super Bowl, Drizzy needs.
He turned it down. What I heard.
I don't know.
He was offered.
Well, that was a terrible.
He was offered before the Jay contract with the NFL. It was
Wasn't-
back
he was-
then.
that wasn't
Back
the-
then. It wasn't ready.
That wasn't the time. No,
Nah, wasn't the time.
Timing is everything.
Everything, yeah, wasn't the time. Well, wasn't the time
He
at
had a
all.
catalog then. He might have had a few hits, but
Yeah.
so I gotta ask you. So, what is one room in? And I'll tell you, so what's one room that you've been in that you was like, damn, son, like you kind of felt like a fan, like you was in a room with a Hov or somebody was like, God damn, I'm in the room with this mug. Like this is crazy.
Oh man. Well, I was just like,
You was like, yo, you kind of had to chill before you get back into you. You feel me, boss?
yeah, I think. Oh, so yeah, that was one time I was in a room with. Oh, I was in the Hamptons.
Mhm.
I was in the Hamptons at a get together, and Jay and Beyonce came. I was in East Hampton. It was a house. It was a little house get together. And Jay and Beyonce pulled up and came, and it was like way in the corner. It was way in the side corner, low key. But I was just like, I'm in the same spot. But it went from that to me being at the 40/40 and the twins coming over to me saying, "Hey, Jay-Z would like to talk to you," and then me going to the back, and I don't know whose birthday it was, but I remember going to have a conversation with Jay-Z, me and my wife at the time, and OG Wan was in there, Desiree was in there, Sean Pecos was in there, and it was just a vibe, it was a conversation. It was just really just like a really dope conversation, and I'm like, Jay-Z knows me. And that went back to the earlier conversation today we talked about, where I said I don't want to meet him if I didn't know him. I didn't want to do them the not justice of not being in there representing myself the proper way. I want them to know who I am when I walk in a room. I'm tired of knowing the people when I walk in a room, because it's not about who you know, it's who knows you.
Message.
That's how the world works now. Who knows your name?
Who knows your name? And I'm so fucking proud to say a lot of motherfuckers know my name.
Yo, Jay,
Yo,
we should write a book called Who Knows Your Name.
I'm with it. You shit me 298 motherfuckers to be precise.
Who knows your name?
You know, I keep it real. I said it on the show, but I'll tell you, bro. I don't think I've ever told you. My goal, and I'm telling you right now, bro, in less than that, 3 to 5 years, I'm almost it now. I'm going to be the Clarence Avon of this shit. I'm telling you right now. Well, I'm going to be the Clarence Avon. When motherfuckers have to get shit done, you're going to have to call me because I know Will. I know this one. I know that one. I can get it done like that because you know I'm not going to come to you with no bullshit. Because I've established that trust with you. You know I don't call you. I can be, it don't matter. I'm not going to call. I'm going to just check on you. Are you good, bro? Are you chilling? You know what I'm saying? I might not catch everything. You know, I'm loving that shit. Like, what we talk, it don't cost nothing. Just being genuine. I'm just being genuine. And that's why I'm going to win. And that's why so many people come on the show for the free ski, bro. This isn't transactional. I didn't pay my brother to come on this platform.
That's a fact.
Guess what? But guess what? He's not going to sit here and give 2 hours of time just for fucking anybody that he does not respect or have love for.
That's a fact. That's a fact. I mean, look, man, you close to the Hall of Fame now. You done got the owners of the Washington Nationals. You done had, you know, Matthew Knowles, you know, Dante,
Holly, man, Dante, and the CMO Unilever, the CMO McDonald's, the CMO of Coca-Cola. Who do they want from the couch?
That is
and CMO of BET coming up on Thursday. We talk about BET, the CMO Kimberly Evans Page coming on Thursday to celebrate our 300th. The CEO of Revolt has been on, the CEO of Rap Snacks. Anybody who's black and successful has been on this show, and we still got more to grow.
Man, you got to hit the I ain't got the message button.
Message.
Come on. Ass is gun on this side of the Mississippi. What are we talking about?
And I'm the only one that makes you get the suited and booted.
That's the only one.
Suited and booted.
2 episodes. Only ones. Everything else gets the socks hat.
I love it. I love it.
Socks hat and the chain and this and this because you know why? Because I respect you, bro.
I appreciate it, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Really and it's mutual. And now that I know that the Clarence Avant is one of the men that you aspire to be in this space, I'm gonna help you get there.
That's it, bro.
And really, that's what this is about when you talk about community. Like, what can I do? It may not even be money, but what can I do to help you get there? Because I know if I got somebody up there, I can make the call. Hey, man, you like, yo, come on, let's go. I'm here. Come up.
You know, I'm gonna keep it real with you. I'm gonna keep it all the way real with you. I hope you. I'm gonna say it's so real, bro. You gotta feel this.
Talk to me.
Last time we was on the show, you said something similar, and I was so excited, bro. I ain't gonna hold you, but you know what? You taught me a lesson in that moment too. It's like the Drake with the Super Bowl. We were just saying, a motherfucker wasn't ready. A motherfucker's not in his time. Like, it wasn't time. I didn't put enough work in. I put in my 10,000 hours, and I know I'm good at what I do. I don't need a script. I don't need anything. But you know what it made me do? It made me to show, like, damn, I got to go get it. I got to go get it. I got to bring value. Maybe I'm not bringing enough value at this moment. Maybe a dot isn't being there to connect right now. I have to formulate the dot to connect.
Correct.
Right? It's all about the mindset and how you look at it in the perspective. I could have looked at it and been like, yo, son, yo, son, he said he was going to change my life. And I'm like, no, you did. You did. Because I still had to act. And there was a lesson or blessing. And that's what, you know what I'm saying, Zay, bro? Like, so I've never told you that story.
That's big, man.
That's real. That's you know what I'm saying?
Man, that's big.
That's why we talk today. It wasn't on something like, I wasn't on something like, oh, nah, this, no, bro, because I respect you as a man. I don't know what the fuck you got going on. I don't know. And I can only imagine based on the stories and the conversation we're having today, because I know what I'm going through.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I could only know. So I give grace.
Yeah.
I give grace. I don't care. It just is what it is, bro. I fuck with you. I'm not doing it for no other reason other than I fuck with you.
That's it.
It just is what it is. If you do, that'd be great, bro. If you don't, I still fuck with you, bro. I'll tell you, but I still fuck with you.
Jay, we got the question joints. I know people. You still have that option where people can ask
absolutely. I mean, Instagram was going crazy, and I was in there in the mood.
Yeah, I because I don't even have it. I don't even know how I got. I know my stuff going crazy.
I forgot we was on Instagram, but I ain't gonna hold you. I was sitting there in the conversation. Like I tell people every week, Don't go to Instagram because I can't see the comments. You got to go to the YouTube. Shout out to CM Fletchman. Like, she popping up. You know what I mean? Or he or she popping up. 20 on. Like, we on here. Like, I don't understand. You want to be a part of the show. Be a part of the show. When you going to get Will on the live ski? Kick. I'm surprised Kick ain't kicking. Let me check Kick. Kick be kicking.
Yeah, you got to check Kick.
Kick
you know what's so crazy? Now that you want it, you know, there's a lot we can do with that.
Bro, everything
there's
is
a lot.
And I would love to hear your take on this. Like, so this is why AB and Dean and everybody else is doing so great. I've said this on the show for the last 2 years, right? Sitting down in interviews is going to be saturated. They're already saturated, right? It's a relationship-based game. It's what kind of experience that you can curate that's only unique to you and your relationship. And how many of those can you curate? Those are going to be the people that win. That is why A, B, and D are winning, because they're going to these spaces and places. They're putting up the funding, but they know what they're going to get on the back end, but they're creating an experience that you can't get nowhere else.
It's really exclusive content.
It's exclusive premium content.
Correct. And content is king.
Come on.
Content is king.
So if you don't
can't
understand
get
that,
anywhere else.
Mia, shout out to the sis. Mia, yo, we supposed to chop it up today, Mia. That's my homegirl, and she's doing dope things, man. From
shout out to Mia.
From the Pink House, from the hood to Harvard. That's the sis.
Love it. I love it.
Come on, that's our audience, bro. That's the people we rock with and celebrate. She's been on the show, but that's why they're winning. So I tell everybody, she do podcasting. Anybody that does podcasting, listen to this. It's exclusive premium content experiences. There is a reason why I went to the National Stadium. Who is going to give you an interview behind home plate? It simply does not happen. You have to go through the relationships. I have to make calls. I have to do those things. I have to email. I have to proofread. I have to do all of that. I have to show up on time and be exactly who I said I was in those emails.
Yep. Or you mess it up for another person who looks like you that's trying to go there.
Come on. Shout out to sis. You know, that's the it.
Shout out to Mia.
Mia's dope, man. I tell she's dope, man. Like,
hold on, man. I gotta have another for me. I'm toasting them. I'm toasting for me.
Come on, why are we not? Man. First, I'm about to turn 38.
Hold on. You know what? Wait a minute. You know what? I'm sending you. You know what? I was gonna run. I got some caviar in here. I got some Billionaires with caviar here.
Fucking caviar. I never.
You know what? You ain't text me the address to the crib.
I got you. Say no more.
Text me the address to the
bing
crib.
Boom on a bing boom. That shit is done. Yeah, so let's toast for 2020.
Listen, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do a deal right here, live, right now, together.
Talk to me. Talk to me.
All right. Vodka, water, caviar. We're gonna create a link. This is unique to more than a title. Okay.
Done deal. Let's do it.
Let's do a deal where we'll come in as a sponsor. We're going to put some products. We're going to embed some products on the show.
Let's do it.
We're going to do this live right here.
Come on, wait, hold on.
We're going to do it. We're going to make money together because that's what brothers are supposed to do.
Oh, hold on. Damn, hold on. 1 second. You get another motherfucking bell. Hold on. Wow. Hold on.
And so now when you stream, I'll curate a little short or something. We'll do something really cool. Hey, we're gonna bust up. You gonna know the numbers. It's your link. We're gonna drive the numbers up. Let's go.
Let's make it happen, bro. First of all, shout to cheers to us for taking the risk.
Man, listen.
The risk takers.
They say no risk, no reward.
Come on, shout out to all the risk takers. We do this because
we are risk
takers. We do this for all the risk takers. We do it for the underdogs. Because I always say this, and I've said it too, and I would love to hear your opinion. You have to choose to be him or her.
Yep.
It's a decision that you make every single day. It's the way you walk, the way you talk, the way you interact with people. You have to choose that shit every day. Just like Steph Curry with the free throws. Precision, practice, right? Like, it's just who I am. I'm just going to be genuinely nice. I had a motherfucker hit me the other day. Was like, "Yo, can be on the show." I'm like, "I'm relationship based and all that." He's like, "How much do you charge?" I'm like, "Yo, I charge this price." He was like, "I thought you were relationship based." I said, "Nigga, I don't know you." Nigga, I don't. Like,
That's a fact.
Like, nigga,
That's
I don't
a fact.
know you.
That's a
Like,
fact.
what do you want me to say?
That's a
If I
fact.
fuck with you, I fuck with you. I give opportunities, but at the same time, this is a platform that I help build. I'm not just bringing you on just to bring you on for bringing you on sake.
Yeah.
What are
Nah.
we doing? I would hope that everybody that's been on the show sees the bigger picture and the mission to say,
But
like,
see, that's the difference between him and someone like me. I would go, "Hey Jay, I'm looking to get on. How much can I pay you to do an episode?"
do a
That's
day
why
in the
that's
life.
my mindset. No. But that's my mindset.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of saying interview me. No, who are you? Two, what? Come on, man.
Shout out to the king.
This like, what are you talking about? We're not even, and this is where when you talked about the mindset of people, I think that's where we have gone wrong as a community, right? Because we don't have the OGs and we don't have the fathers in the crib to be like, "Hey, that's not how you approach a man, or that's not how you approach business." You
Absolutely.
understand? And I think I mean, your voice for the people and for the community, a lot of people respect you, and vice versa. And when I say it, especially when I'm on a platform with you like this, a lot of people get it, they register, they hear it,
They feel it.
and they've already looked at crypto, they've already looked at these things, and they've given up on it already because they just don't understand it. But now there's a safe place. There's a safe place,
It has to be safe.
has to be,
Has to.
has to be a safe place for us to be able to come together and have these type of conversations, whether they're hard conversations or easy conversations, but just to have them and then take that tutorial. Because remember, when we first started talking, right?
Yeah.
Our conversations, and
Yeah.
I noticed earlier in our conversation, you teared up a bit. Our conversations are therapy, and
Absolutely.
it's for them. It's for them too. It's for the audience, the guys who want to have these conversations, the guys who want to cry, the guys who want to take the risk, the guys who want to get an idea out, the guy who has a conversation but's afraid to ask, the guy who doesn't have a dollar but's afraid to say, "Hey, listen, I don't have the money, but I'm willing to learn. Help me."
That's a fact. That's a fact. And that's who I do it for, bro.
This is what it's
It's
about.
me. I'm not trying to save everybody because I can't. We can't. As a community, as a culture, we have to call out the motherfuckers who aren't about that. There has to be a credence and a code if you want to get to this level, right? We have to act a certain way, be a certain way. We have to communicate in a certain way. Not everybody's able to do that. I'm sorry from our community. They're not all. But for the ones that do, I will give my last everything for.
Mm-hmm.
And you know how to
And
good
Jay, what's this Jade up? He said put it in the book.
come
Even
on.
even even better, man. To keep it real with you, what I said earlier, I said poverty has a lot to do with identity. I think it is also a lot to have to do with who we pray to. Are you praying to the right deity? I think a lot of people aren't praying to the proper deity because a lot of people don't even know who they are, let alone who God is.
I'm gonna keep it real with you, bro. I'm a spiritual brother. All right,
Yeah.
I'm a very the way I base my life is very simple, bro. I do good by good. I do good by people. I give my all to people. I love my family. I love my woman. I give my all to everyone else. That's
Mm.
why I have a podcast that interviews people instead of me talking in front of a camera for
You,
298
you
episodes.
have a you get abundance of blessings because your heart is in the right place.
That's
That's
just
it.
what that's it. It is.
Win, lose, or draw.
I'm cool with it.
There you go.
I'm cool with it, bro.
That's
I've already
special.
decided that.
That's special.
I've already decided that, bro. I don't have to like. Some days it's fucking hard. It's some days, wifey sitting right next to me. It's some days I don't want to fucking pod. But guess what? As soon as we press this camera on, once we press the red light, I put on the show because they deserved it. They deserve me to come on and actually tell the story the way they need to be told because it's
That's
our
right.
people.
Tell
I,
wifey I said what up.
I have a duty, bro.
Yeah, man. Tell wifey I said thank you, man, and what up.
Hey, yep, wife right here. You want to say something, baby?
already know, bro.
Yeah.
Listen,
Yeah, come on.
I put the gold pins in for you. I put the gold pins in here for you tonight.
I don't hit you with the oh no, my brother. You got
I put the gold pins in for you. You got to screw this. You got to screw this in. What's the brothers in sinners?
Nigga, you got the Michael B. The Michael B.
The
Benson.
Michael B. I got the Michael B. Benson. I'm leaving here to go to the juke joint after this. I'm leaving here to go to the juke joint.
Let's do it.
You know.
I like it, bro. I like it. Smoking stack. We looking like smoking stack right now, sis. We looking like
straight up.
Straight up,
man, straight up.
Right now,
but even that movie, it gave me so much perspective about who we are, right?
Facts.
It gave us because it was so many spiritual subliminals.
Okay.
So many spiritual subliminals. Even with Smoking Stack had the red and the blue on. I don't know if you saw that when the movie first came on and they pulled up to the juke joint.
Yes.
They had the blue tie and he had the red tie. And remember, they was just coming from Chicago robbing banks. But Smoke had the girl. Remember, he had the girl who did the magic, the spiritual girl.
Mm-hmm.
And nothing ever happened to him when he wore that necklace. But as soon as he took that necklace off, that's when he got hurt. I don't know if you remember that at the end when he got the gun out the dirt.
Yes.
He snatched the necklace off.
That shit crazy.
He was untouchable before then.
That shit is like a Kendrick song. Yeah, I gotta like look at that shit is like a Kendrick song. You gotta watch it 4 or 5 times.
You gotta watch it 4 or 5 times to break it down, and that's how. Remember, the whole concept of the devil coming in, you have to let him in.
That fact. They told me Ryan did say that about Nip and Sam. How was inspiration?
So that's when the devil whispered to the lady inside the house, she said, "Come on, come and get us." That was it. Because remember, God doesn't whisper.
Damn,
doesn't whisper. Remember in the garden, God never spoke. God never spoke to Eve. He spoke to man first. He only spoke to Eve to punish Eve. The serpent whispered to her. He never spoke. The serpent never spoke to Adam.
That's deep. It's just, so many ways we can go with this. Which way do we want to
go? So I always say, man, it's not God when it's whispers.
When it's that little voice in your head to tell you, when you first of all, when you have to battle with yourself or question yourself, it's probably something you shouldn't do. The best things I've ever done in my life are things that something told me to do and I didn't have to think twice about. Like, it'd be a random moment. It'd be like, yo, it could be 10 o'clock in the morning on a random Wednesday. Somebody tell me like, yo, text Will. For no reason. It'd be like, yo, text Will. I just have to be the right time.
Think about that lightning bolt outside. You know that boom is coming. That ain't a whisper. That's God.
Yeah, that's real.
That you see that light hit, you know a boom is coming right after.
Yo, bro, I won't go in the story. I told it already. But I want to get your take on this shit. The B shit. I gotta tell them the B shit. Yo, so boom. Long story short, about a month ago, bro, I'm in the crib right here, sitting there editing some shit. We watching the Dipset versus Lock shit. We just sitting there booming. No, Earth, Wind, and Fire. We watching Earth, Wind, and Fire. We sitting there talking about devotion and shit. And devotion. We on that type of shit. Blessed are the children. I'm on that type of shit. And then we sitting there vibing. Long story short, bro, I hear something off my fucking window. Zzz, sound like a lawnmower outside the motherfucking window. I go look, bro. I pull up the blind. It's a bee like motherfucking this. Pause.
Wow.
It's a bee this size, bro. I've never seen some shit. First of all, the window wasn't even open. So it's in between my screen and my window. I don't know how the fuck that happened. So long story short, I'm frantic, bro, because this shit get in the crib. I gotta let it go. It's one of those situations. This shit is crazy. This shit like
somebody could die behind that beat.
Yeah, dude, you can have the crib type shit over here. Baby, get out the crib. So I'm looking for Lysol, ain't bleach, anything in this motherfucker. I go there, I get some. 5 minutes later, bro, as soon as I get to the fucking window, the shit drops. It drops and it dies. It drops and it dies. The bee was so big, bro, that me and wifey actually looked it up. I looked it up. It was an Eastern carpenter bee. Don't know what the hell this is. You know what it was? And you know what it said? The omen said, this is an omen in the spiritual world. It said it means to tell you that you're on the right path, that it's protecting your home, it's going through all this other stuff, that you're building creativity, keep going, don't let it go. It was saying what Nadine is saying, this is God in the universe. It said all of those things, bro. I live in an apartment building where there is at least 60 apartments, bare minimum. What are the odds of it coming to my apartment window when I'm sitting right here? I have mad windows in the crib. I have multiple bedrooms in the room that I'm in.
That's crazy.
Tell me that message.
That's crazy.
I looked at that shit and said, holy shit. And what's the odds of me looking it up? Who looks that shit up? Something
me and you, we look it up.
I've never done that in my life. Something told me, it's like, yo, nah, that was different. Like, what is that? What a species is this, nigga? Is this poisonous? Do my kids? Do I gotta call management?
I was even asking what it was when you named it. I was like, what is that?
An Eastern carpenter bee, bro. So it literally.
So what does it eat? Wood?
It eats wood. Yep.
Oh.
It eats wood.
And it's carpenter.
And carpenter bee. There you go. It eats wood. And the omen was it protects your home, or it could have been a message from the ancestors telling you that you're on the right path. And I just told you about the story about my aunt.
Yeah.
So I'm telling you know what I'm trying to say, bro? So so the message I want to say, especially for listeners too, like the journey is going to give you messages.
Yeah.
Are you listening? Did you Google it? Did you understand the message? Did you intake the message? Did you really know what to do with it? And that only happens when you truly believe. When you go through the storm and you have faith, unwavering.
1,000%. I agree.
That only happens. It's the glow. It's like the Bruce Lee role. It's the glow. When you got the glow, then I'm catching bullets with my nigga. The shit that we doing, they like, nigga, please.
Straight up. Hold on. What did Bruce? What did what's name say to Bruce Leroy? He said, what he used to say to him? Who's the master?
Who's the master?
Who's the master?
The master.
And then he really realized he was.
It's the master because he mastered mind, spirit, body.
Yes.
Mind, spirit, body. You can have, it's like infinity stones. You can have 2 and do okay. You get 3, you take over the world.
Correct.
You have to have them all.
Correct.
And when you're fully aligned, all the things are going to happen to make sure that you're on the right path. You don't need a plan when you're on your purpose. Well, hold on. Oh my God. We talking now.
Yeah.
We talking now. And when you're on your purpose, I tell you, I wake up every single morning and I come up with a plan on the fly. But God damn it if it ain't get me here.
But that's how it be. That's how it be when you have, see, God favors few and hates many.
Come on.
God favors few and hates many. And I think that people don't really understand the concept of what that really means when they say God favors few and he hates many. It's a fact.
So break it down. Break it down for the people in the back that don't know what that means, bro. What does that?
I mean, if you want to go biblical, Job could do no wrong in God's eyes, right? So when God has favor over you, you can make mistakes and God will still forgive you and continue to bless you because God's word is all the way through. Job could do no wrong in God's eyes, but Job's brother, God told his brother, said, if you do anything, I'm going to kill you and everything that you ever thought you knew or existed.
Damn, that's real.
You know what I'm saying? There was no second chances for him.
Damn.
So That's the difference. And so that's why a lot of times people that you meet in the streets or people that you see, they automatically have an envy eye or jealous eye over you because they don't have God's favor. And a lot of times people know that they don't.
That's real.
So
Message.
the
I,
objective
I
is to destroy you by any means necessary. Because what did I say? The devil wants to what?
he wants to destroy you, bro.
Anything that God has created or anything that God loves.
Which is us. I still don't get. I understand what you're saying. What you're saying is powerful. When you, I don't know if I'm favored. I feel like I'm favored, bro. You know what I'm trying to say. It's a hard pill to swallow for
Well, you got to
somebody.
remember, think about it like this. I give it from I'll give you a perspective.
All right, talk to me.
I only work with people that I'm inspired by.
Okay,
They give you some perspective.
absolutely,
Okay.
absolutely. Don't I'm on that same type of time too. And one thing I've learned too, and this was one of the valuable lessons I've learned in business, bro. Never give a job to somebody who didn't ask for it.
That's a fact. But
Never,
but when you have a situation where two people are inspired by each other, magic happens. It'll this interview will be completely transcribed differently to people when they watch it. Like how me and you are shooting the shit, cool. The next person that's just randomly gonna tune in and watch this, it's gonna change their life.
that's a fact.
And that's really the objective, right? The objective is to get closer to God every day by doing something that's gonna help someone else. And even if you change one person's life in his lifetime, hopefully you can use that card as a negotiation tactic to get in to be close to God when you leave.
That's a fact. I think you get closer to God by the stories that people tell about you when you're gone.
That's a fact. But as a man, you only get that praise when you're gone. You
When
don't get it when you're here.
because that shows you who you are.
Yeah, there you
That
go.
are you him or her? That's the decision you have to make at that point. Am I going to go through without the praise and the sack and all that other shit? I can sit here, we can sit here and be like, yo, boom, boom, and yo, I've had XYZ on, and this person gets like, it doesn't matter. None of that shit matters. I know how I make motherfuckers feel when you come on this show.
Correct. But
And that's why
also too, their
so,
time is coming. They have to be patient. And while they're waiting and being patient, become better at what they're doing. Become the best version of who you are. You know what I mean? Become the best version of who you are while you're waiting to be seen in that space. You understand what I'm saying?
I know exactly
They're
what
like,
you
wait, I'm waiting to get on. I'm waiting to get on more than the title. Okay, be patient. Your time will come. But in the meantime, you flipping fries at McDonald's, master the craft of flipping so that you can own your own company to sell back to McDonald's. That's what Billionaire's role is. It's becoming the best version of yourself. Become the best version of yourself, man. Period.
Message.
That's it. It's all about aspiring to become the best version of yourself. And that's also getting close to the most high at the same time.
And can I just add 1-2 cents on that? For the person that's flipping fries at McDonald's or anything, I was flipping fries at McDonald's. I was the motherfucker that was selling drinks and smelling like ribs. To speaking to people like Will Benson, right? At the end of the day, you have to figure out what you're good at and where you can bring value. You have to take a bet on yourself and be like, where can I insert myself? Are you going to pitch your last $20 to go into a room and be like, I got to make 5 relationships happen? And think and know and believe in your heart that your God or your faith and everything is going to lead you to the person you need to speak to? Do you
That's a
believe that
fact.
much? Do you
That's a
believe that
fact.
much?
That's a
Do you
fact.
believe that much? Because if you want to be on More Than Entitled right now, there's a way to get on More Than Entitled. It's by supporting.
That's it.
It's
I think we need a and you might have to ask wifey about this, but I think we might need a part 3.
we doing a day in the life. I told you.
Yeah, we doing a day in the life. That's
We're
right.
doing a day in the life.
That's
And
right.
the same thing
That's
we
right.
got for the Nationals. We're gonna do a day in the life.
So hold on, you gonna come down to the house in Miami?
Wherever you want to, bro. We're gonna come down. We're gonna bring the cameras. We're gonna have a motherfucker. You want a day, you want a weekend, and we're gonna give y'all. We could kick the motherfucker. We could do whatever we want to do. It's up to you. We're gonna kick it. We can punt the shit. We'll punt it.
Okay, done. Give me the dates. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna do in a day in a life.
Come on.
But you're gonna see the most. This is just my opinion. You're gonna see one of the most. It's gonna be one of the most extraordinary days of your life, just off of taste.
Bro, I'm with it, bro. You know what? And I'm excited because I think our people, need to see it, especially with everything, right? Like, first of all, successful black man, who you are, right? First of all, you know what it is. That's the exclusivity. That's the shit we talking about, the relationship, right? I want to be able to show you the way I fuck with you, know how I see you is how I want to show you to other people. So what does that look like on a real-time basis? In real time, are we going to the boat, nigga? You got a call that might have not gone well. What does that look like? What does that look like in time? Shit happens throughout the day. They need to know what it's like, good, bad, and different, and that's what's going to make us pop, because they need to
listen. Episode 3, we're gonna kick off the interview off the front of a yacht, 10 golf balls off the yacht into the ocean. That's the kickoff. That's the kickoff to part 3. I'm telling everybody right now. Part 3, we're teeing off. We're teeing off. We're using 7 irons.
Come on, I'm a driver. I'm
230. We could use driver, but you hitting the ball in the middle of nowhere, so you don't really need you.
I like to hit a whistle. Ping! I like to hear that whistle, motherfucker. I like to hit a ping. Come on, bro. You
gonna hit a shark.
I hit something out that motherfucker. I'm gonna hit something.
Yo, man, it's always an honor. It's always an honor doing this. It's always an honor doing this with you, man. And I'm sure we're going to get a lot of great responses and a lot of people that watch the show. We had over 300 people in the show.
We already got some great responses. We got shout out to Shuli, shout out to everybody on the check-in. You could be anywhere in the world right now, but you're here rocking with us. This was unscripted. This is 2 kings talking to each other, keeping it real. Right? This is keeping it real. Bro didn't have to red tape me and hit me with what's the pre-responses, because he knows what kind of conversation is going to be when he comes here, because it's out of love and respect. That's what we do here. That's what we do here. That's what we do here. We're not doing all that other shit, right? I'm not going to none of that shit. So with that being said, I want to say I love you, brother. I respect you. I appreciate what you do. However this transpires after, I want to do part 3. You know how it's going to be, but I'm just telling you, we're going to keep going. I know you're going to keep going. As long as we keep the conversation going, we're going to be going.
I love you more, brother, and I want you to be good and good to your family, and I'll see you in part 3 on the yacht.
On the yacht, man. Y'all see it soon. It might be this summer. You don't know it.
It's going to be. No. It is. Go ahead and look at you need to get your calendar now. 90 days, 69 days. Let's do it.
We out. You heard him. We out of here. So we're going to make it happen. Day in the Life Part 2. Will Benson will be part 2 after Paxton Baker. He already called it, and this is what we're doing. More than entitled with my brother. We out of here, man. We gonna shit.
Out of here, man. Y'all be good. Good night.
About me.